Welcome to the Two Blokes Chatting radio show on 94.7 The Pulse. Music, interviews, news, and, well, Two Blokes Chatting. Now, here are the two blokes.
Robert, would you please do this the honours and introduce the fine young person we're going to find on the other end of the phone?
We will indeed. Chloe Smith is our number one guest today. She plays women's cricket and plays it pretty well. I have seen her firsthand and had the privilege of handing over the Player of the Match award when we had the Buck and fundraiser.
Got my finger poised.
Chloe Smith, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Great to have you aboard. Now, I left you hanging on the line and told you that was one of the greatest pieces of music ever written and performed. How do you rate it, being such a young girl?
Oh, yeah, I rate it very highly at the moment.
Yeah, it's good. Are you one
Best
of those?
song we've played all day.
Are you one of those people who thinks that we were really lucky, we old people, when we grew up with the music we grew up with?
Oh, yeah, some of your guys' music was pretty good to listen to. Still jam out to some of the old tunes nowadays.
Yeah, actually, Rob and I were singing along, and I don't normally have a voice this low, Chloe. I normally have a voice that's bordering on soprano, and I did a very, very good job of it today, can I just say that? But we don't want to talk about my singing, because it's very ordinary. We want to talk about your cricket, which is absolutely outstanding. Tell us a little bit about your cricketing journey, if you'd be so kind.
Yeah, started playing cricket when I was like 10 or so. Grew up playing cricket with my brothers, playing boys cricket for One Pond. And then, yeah, since then I've just kept going up at the ranks. Played rep cricket for Barwon, body years, and yeah, now here I am playing for Geelong Women's.
So it's a very unique game for women locally. It's just starting to generate. In the last 3 years, the growth has been extraordinary. So you were one of the pioneers who pushed through the junior cricket, and you're probably often the only girl on the ground in many games, I would imagine. So what kept you enthusiastic during that period of time? Did you ever feel intimidated by the environment?
Oh, always felt intimidating playing some games. But it was always great to have the competition against the boys, to show the boys that girls can play cricket kind of thing at that aspect. It was always good when you got a wicket or caught one of them out or made more runs than them.
And we were very impressed. We mentioned the Buck and Bushfire fundraiser match Mottawarri Cricket Club played, the Mottawarri Football Club. I think was it early this year or late last year? It was a while ago anyway. And
yeah,
you were kindly invited to play in the football team, and there was a few people thinking, oh, they've got some Sheila out there playing today. But it didn't take you very long to stamp your authority. You finished up batting, bowling, but in particular two magnificent catches to win the Player of the Trophy. Now, if you're intimidated playing with a few teenage boys, what was it like playing with a couple of Geelong Premiership players and current ruckman Reece Stanley on that day?
Oh, yeah, no, that was intimidating. Really was interesting going up and playing against some of them because I knew a couple of the cricketers and I really didn't want to go out to them. But, no, it was a great competition and always a ball playing against like those famous people and telling everyone that I was on a team with them.
I mean, back in the old days, you were concerned about, the boys were concerned about being bowled out by you. I would have thought the major fear you would have in that game would have been being bowled out by Robert Cameron. That would have been something that you would never have picked up a cricket bat again, I would have thought.
Never likely to happen. Now, Chloe, tell me about your journey to the Geelong Cricket Club, because it's there's been a big changes there. The Geelong women's cricket team was taken under the umbrella of the Geelong Cricket Club. They've had 2 full seasons now, I think, and there's certainly some changes, pushing hard to get into the Premier Cricket in Melbourne. What's that environment like in there?
Yeah, I've only played 1 whole season at Geelong Women's, so it was good last season to be around because we got to train around some of the men's teams as well. So it's a good environment, very hard to play up against in Premier grade. And yeah, it's just unfortunate that this season got pushed back so much because we were really pushing for our twos to play Premier this year. But yeah, no, it's been good environment. Everyone's very lovely, supportive, and giving it a shot. 100%.
Do you notice a difference in, and I use this term very broadly because it's an unfortunate term in some ways, but do you find that a more professional level approach to the training and so forth, I would have thought, is that improving your game rapidly, or is it something that you think, no, it's just really good to be part of?
Oh, it's great to be a part of the professional side of training. But yeah, it is improving my cricket a bit, having those different aspects and higher grade coaches helping us out.
So I suppose you're spending a bit of time with Scott Lindsay, who is one of the more well-known and successful local cricket coaches, particularly batting coach. Someone like that has been a big help to your game?
Yeah, massive help. Giving us all the extra tips that the club coaches may yet not know yet.
Yeah, it's very, very important. Now, the other thing that Geelong Cricket Club has done well, and probably didn't do so well historically when the club started 25 or 6 years ago, was make connections to the local clubs. But certainly the Geelong women's team have really reached out to the broader Geelong community and trying to build up numbers of girls playing, but also have a direct connection with the cricket club. So if anyone does want to go into the higher level quite quickly, the door is always open. We're having you on today to promote that. We want to get as many girls as possible out playing cricket this particular season. You've made a connection to the Modawari Cricket Club, which is a club that I'm involved in, trying to build out that team. You're about halfway there at the moment, so I guess a bit of a shout out this morning to as many young girls as well to give cricket a try the way you did.
Yeah, cricket's a great sport to get involved in, especially like starting at a young age. Like we all know playing beach cricket on like every weekend in summer, and like we all kind of know the basics of cricket. But yeah, it's going great. Us Geelong Women's reaching out to all the younger girls, and now that the Barwon Women's Comp is actually getting up and going, we're getting to see all the ladies and girls really improving so well. Like just last season, so many improvements were made from the first round to the last round. It was crazy.
Now, I'd mentioned earlier too the number of girls around Geelong who would normally have had a full netball season by now that haven't. You're one of them as well. You play netball, so you've missed out on that competition. Is it making you really more excited to get the cricket season started so you can get back into a competitive environment?
Oh yeah, missing out on netball was so bad. But yeah, I'm just so keen to get back into competitive because team sports are just all my liking. So it was weird having a whole winter with no competitive sports. So yeah, I can't wait for summer to come back and just being in that team atmosphere.
One of the things that I'm going to ask you, Chloe, and this is a really difficult question to answer maybe, but that's okay. You know, we're amongst friends here and there's no one listening, so it's okay. Just say what you think. As I'm a parent of a now almost 30-year-old girl, and so therefore I take the parents' kind of view on this one a little bit. And I played a lot of cricket myself, not terribly well, but I played a lot. One of the things that cricket has regularly been said is it takes too long. So if you've got a parent out there who's going, I can't afford my daughter to be doing, training 2 days a week and then 6 hours on a Saturday, and for girls who go, oh, geez, pretty boring, we'll be standing at fine leg. What's the spark that keeps a girl or a boy, a younger person who's maybe not so good at the game, involved? How does that work? What's the incentive to be part of it?
I think it's just the atmosphere and the communication that us girls, well, especially in my team, normally when we see someone getting a bit down or whatever in the field, like they're being bored, we always hype them up. So just cheering them on whenever we can and just getting the talk up really loud. That kind of always makes everyone get up and about.
Yes, the old social media is a great way of connecting these days. I imagine if someone was living in that Moriac, Mount Dunedin, Armstrong Creek area that wanted to get involved, you would love to have them come to the Modawari Cricket Club. How would they get in touch with the club? Have you girls got a little connection on a Facebook page or something?
Yeah, they could, just message the Modawari Facebook page and we'd be happy to help. Has so much more numbers to get the team up and running, and always exciting to see new faces around. So
it's the same page as the Modawari Cricket Club for the men? It's the same Facebook page, I'm assuming?
I'm pretty sure it is for now, yeah.
Yeah, because with the girls getting there and seeing a whole lot of photos of people like Rob and then going, that doesn't look like me. But certainly it's the same club, the Warriors out there.
One of the absolute legends of the Mottawarri Cricket Club, Gary Weemus, whose son Brendan is the club president and will play first 11 cricket. His sister and Gary's daughter Kimberly is very much part of the promotion of this, so she will be more than happy to accommodate you if you wanted to make a connection with the club. But I think there's half a dozen or so girls there, and when we say girls, we talk girls, women. If you can be a teenager, you could be 35, you could be 60 if you want. If you love cricket, want to play, have played in the past, want to reconnect, now is the time to do it. There's plenty of clubs around Geelong that have women's teams now, so if geographically Mottawarri isn't the club you want, you get on the GCA website, I would suggest, or the Bellarine Peninsula Cricket Association website, and check with your local club to see if they do have a women's team, and you might find one fairly close to where you live anyway. But for those in the suburbs southwest of Geelong, I would suggest Mottawarri is a damn good place to go. So get on that website, have a look, and get yourself involved with junior cricket. That's really, really good. I've just got a message from a Mottawarri connection that it's worked already. The team's full now. No, just joking. No, more than happy to have plenty more girls in it. And if Chloe's an example of the environment that's going to be there, you know you're going to have fun.
Before you go, Chloe, I just need to ask you this question. This is the one we ask everybody. So you're growing up in your teenage years and you've decided that you'd really like to play cricket at the highest level. You've obviously watched a lot of cricket. Who's your favourite cricketer of all time?
Always enjoy watching Elise Terry, that is for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, she's a bit special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty handy to know that when some blokes say to you, hey, what are you playing cricket for? This is a boys' game. You can just point to the fact that the Australian women's cricket team are undisputed number one in the world. They're doing a hell of a lot better than the men's team at the moment. So you've actually got bragging rights.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the really nice thing, too, around that is that if I had have asked you, not you that question, but if I had have asked someone of your gender and age now 10 years ago who their favourite cricketer was, they'd probably turn around and say something like Steve Smith, or because there was no great profile around who the women were in Australian cricket. And I guess that's a really good change that we've seen over the last 5 to 10.
Yeah, it's been good.
Zoe Goss is the other name that comes to mind.
Yes.
That she got the privilege of playing in a, like you, Chloe, played in a charity match, but it was on national television, which got her name out there in lights at the time. But yeah, Neil's quite right. The game itself hasn't got the respect it deserves, but hopefully there'll be a new wave coming through with not only cricket, but we know AFLW and netball Australian teams are just flying at the moment. The Matildas soccer team is also flying. So you girls, you're probably at the right age to pioneer a great new time in women's sport, Chloe. So we wish you all the very best at the Geelong Cricket Club, and hopefully we'll get to see you play a bit at Mottawarri as well.
Yeah, sounds good.
Chloe might be the next Aaron Finch, to captain Australia, having started cricket in the southwest of Victoria.
Possibly.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
And if that happens, Chloe, you need to promise us that you come back on the Two Blokes Chatting radio show and talk to us, all right?
Yeah, promise.
Okay, done.
Good girl. Chloe, thank you so much for your time. Good luck with your season, and please get in touch with the Mottawarri Cricket Club website, or if it geographically suits, another club close to you. But please get involved. Women's cricket is fun to be involved in, and just a good little competitive outlet. Well done. All the very best to you, Chloe.
Thank you.